Again. We'll see if my audio works this time. If you know me and you have my cell phone number and you see this and you can't hear any audio, shoot me a text message, would you? All right, we are going to be building in public again today. I am working on a CRM function for a cottage meeting thing that we're doing in my ward here in my congregation. And I've got some dummy data here that I'm going to show you. And I'm going to show you how I'm going to kind of connect some of these different dots. And I'm doing all of that in Jestor. So here we go. Looking at the data now. Let me share my screen. Okay, so what I got here is I've got a whole bunch of dummy data. And this dummy data I pulled out of a cool system called Mockaroo that allows you to basically like mock up data. And I've got my private data that I'm not going to show on the stream up here, and it's filtered out. So I can basically edit formulas, put everything in here that I want to make this go. And my goal here is that we're going to actually put this inside this awesome system, which is in here. All right, so there's some sample data right there. I'm actually going to create a whole new table. Okay, so I got tables and apps. Tables are basically just like an Airtable or a spreadsheet on steroids. It's pretty cool. So I'm going to do members here. No, we're going to do people. So I actually spent some time messing with this, and I made a pretty crazy diagram, kind of getting together a bunch of stuff, showing what was out there in terms of what's the best way to put this? I went and I literally diagrammed how I want all of the data to look, kind of planning how this could look, planning what this might look like as it comes in. And I did that because I wanted to be able to see and show everyone. Well, I wanted to show one of the guys on the Jestor team what I was trying to build, so he could tell me if I was up in the night here, like if this was a bad idea to build. And I discovered that my idea is not a bad one, and that it's totally possible to connect all these different dots. So each one of these blue ones, dark turquoise ones, these all represent objects, and these objects are things that I am trying to track inside this system. So I have a family, and I kind of, it's interesting, when I got started, I was looking at it and I was looking at it all wrong in terms of like the types of things that I wanted. I thought it was all going to revolve around this person object. And I discovered that no, it's actually going to revolve around the family object. And the family object is going to be tied to the cottage meeting object. Long story short, if you're trying to build a system, it's probably a really good idea to spend some time kind of playing with that a little bit and seeing how it's going to look, so that you can get what you need to done as you push into all the different pieces, and you know how you're going to build. So I did all of this diagramming, went over that with my good friends over at Jestor, and they gave me some ideas about what to go. And I know that I'm gonna have a table here called people, and I am gonna import that table from right here. So we've got that in here. One thing I do know about Jestor is I like to use some of the formulas in Google Sheets are a little more friendly for me. And so I'm gonna do the first name, last name here. And I'm gonna have that be a field that I pull out of this spreadsheet. And so as I come in here, I'm gonna go split. This is a cool formula. It allows me to come in here and basically split these apart. So I do a comma space. This right here is a delimiter, and it makes it so it's automatically going to split those two apart for me, which is really handy. And then I'm going to split by each. That means I do want to do true, means it's going to split every time it finds that. It's only once in there, so it's not going to matter. And I do want it to remove any empty text if it were to find any. And you can see now it's got those split apart. And I'm going to push it all the way down to the bottom. And you can see that I have all these first name, last names in here. Okay. And again, this is all dummy data. I made that on purpose that way, so that I could kind of get a handle on like how the data was going to come in and where it was going to come in, and how all of that would work. Wanted to kind of look and get it all out there so it was easy to handle. So now that I've got that data in here, I am going to go import it into Jestor. So I'm going to go here to the import data tab, use my Google Sheets, connect the dots here, start the migration. And hold on, let's make sure I chose the right one. Yeah, I'm not going to update a table. I'm actually going to do a migration because let's see, yeah, they are in columns. Yep, they're all in a consistent data type. And check if it's supported by Jestor. Yes, it is in fact supported. We are connecting using this same account here. So we're going to connect the dots slowly. Here it goes. Okay, it's connected. And now it wants me to go get that spreadsheet. So there's my Canterbury Park one. Here's the sheet one. That's the same sheet that I'm connecting to and bringing in. Okay. And I'm going to do some field matching here. I'm going to stop my screen share for just a second to make sure that I don't expose any private information as I do the field matching. The field matching portion of this is pretty simple, but it doesn't let me sort it. So I can't like cover up private information as it comes in. So that's why I'm playing this game here. Short text, short text. So it's wanting me to choose the different types of data that's coming in. And the only one I'm going to change here is phone number, because I want these to be phone numbers. It recognized emails, use the name field as it is, which is totally fine. Golden. All right, so I'm going to hit finish migration here. And now it is going to put those in here. And it looks like it has been completed. Now I just got to see. All right, I'm going to share my screen again, if I can find it. Where's that screen share button? There's that screen share button. All right. So now we've finished the migration process, and I've got to go find this sucker. Looks like last time it was called Canterbury Park Members, which I believe. Oh, Canterbury Park Master Download. So I'm wondering. Let's see. I bet it's just in this list and it needs to be refreshed. No, not there yet. All right. I know it's not the people one, which is what I thought I was getting in. It's not going to be that one. Huh. Okay, so this is my original one that has a bunch of data in there that didn't work appropriately. Let's go check this here. Grab my, I want to start an update. Oh, here we go. Master download. Oh, I remember the problem. Okay. So there's this cool feature where if you do Control K and I search for it, it's going to be right there. So that was the problem. It wasn't showing up in my list over here. And the reason you got to do that is you got to go show all tabs. And then you can see I got all the different tabs here and I can open this sucker up. Okay. So that gave me exactly what I was looking for. And you can see all of my dummy data is in there exactly the way that I wanted it to be. Beautiful. Okay, so now I am connected and I have the data. My next step is I need to start bringing in some of these other fields so that I can begin to look at the different types of data that we're talking about here. So, as I look at it here, this is essentially I thought this was going to be a month column because this is really what I want to be able to show. Like, you know, in a month's time period, I want to know the cottage meeting. I also want to know the cottage meeting number. So I'm trying to do like 10 of these a month. And then I also want to do like I want to kind of attach it all together so that I can pull in like the families and start to connect the different dots here. So I've got the month, the status, the type, the host confirmed, family one, family two, family three. I think one of the things that I figured out is that I actually want to do like the role in here, and I want to associate each one of these with a family. So as I get in here, I've got to pick that apart and see what that looks like. Um all right. So one of the tricky parts about this is I've got to make a family in here, and each one of these has to be related to one family. And then the family is going to be attached to the rest of it. So I'm going to create another tab and I'm going to call this one families. And I got to go show that one. All right, so there's families. And the families, I'm going to pull in some information here. So I want to, like, let's say that these guys are all in the same family. I'm going to create a family over here, and I'm going to create that family based off of like the first and last name can't be the unique record, so that's the unique ID right here. Um, so this part of it, let's go look at the family record and see what we decided the unique ID was going to be. So we've got a phone number, a main email. Those are all coming off of the people. So what have we got here as far as a family's concerned? I think we're going to need to do probably the last name and the street number, or like the first line of the street address as the unique identifier. So I'm going to pull in that information here. Let's see. Each one of these guys is going to be connected to a family here. So I'm just going to, just for kicks and giggles, we're going to go in here and actually edit this sucker, give us the name field. That's totally fine. Don't want to do a random code. And here I'm going to put in, Smith space dash space. And then I'm going to do like the street number. So, 123 South Main Street. And that's going to be my record ID. And this is my record ID for families. And then over here, I'm going to actually associate each one of these people with one family. So just for the sake of this demonstration / setting this up, I'm going to go family. And for the connected table, we got families. And we're going to pull in all the families. And this is a required field. I do want to, I'm going to leave it on not required for a minute just to see if that causes problems later. All right, now I've got my family in here and I'm going to select my Smith family. So now I've got the information associated with this. I've got the last name right here, and I don't have the address in here. Ooh, that's actually obviously if it's not in there, you can't use it. Let's use the phone number for now. The phone number should never be the same. And that's going to be, you just have to find a unique identifier. So we're going to come back here and just for the sake of this demonstration or example, okay, bogus phone number in there. Now I have my phone number. I'm connecting the dots there. Oh, that actually should. Interesting that it's not. Yeah, you can see it's definitely updated there. I wonder if I just have to refresh the page. Let's see what it does. Yeah, okay. So I've got my families that are all associated here. In order for them to come in, all right, they're connected there. So now, if I want to give these guys I think I have to build an auxiliary table now where I can like assign these guys a role inside the family. So we're gonna try that for a second. Um, let's see here. Thanks, Damon. Appreciate the comment. Looks like you may have logged off already, but I just saw your comment. um, as you get in, okay, we got to come in here and I'm looking to see. So once they get into the family, I want to assign them a role in the family, but obviously that's not going to be here. Like this could be um this could be like a count of them. A count of the members in the family or something like that. I'm using the formula field here. And you can see it'll actually let me pull in information from the master spreadsheet here. This is actually one of the cool parts about Jestor, is I can go get information from the other fields that have been connected once I actually make the connection. So if I want to go Smith family, oh, completely unreadable. Interesting. Appreciate the heads up there, Damon. Interesting. I wonder. Oh yeah, I'm seeing that too. I wonder if it's just a bad connection. It says I've got an awesome network connection. I'm going to stop the screen share and start it again. All right, let's try that. Yeah, there we go. Random that it just randomly decided to check out on us. Okay. Yeah. All right, we are back up and going here. Connecting the families. Damon, you should get on here with me if you want. I'll send you a link. Let's see. Getting in here. Let's see here. All right. So I am getting stuck here. The family that I've connected those to, I'm pretty sure that's the right way to do this. I wonder if I went the other direction. So let's say I delete this field, and let's say if I go the other direction and I'm like, all right, I'm going to assign one. I don't think this is going to work, but we're going to try it anyway. So if I have the family member here, no, I don't think this is going to work. And I go in and I grab my master download sheet, create this sucker. So if yeah, see, because then I have like, I can only put one family member in there. Yeah, that's not the right way to go. So I definitely had it right as far as this is concerned with putting the family member over here. No, just family. Which family are you part of? We connect that to families. And yeah, I got that part going. And then now as I get in here, and let's say all of those guys are in the family, which obviously that would be a little tricky with all of those in there. I think I've got to do the associations table now, or yeah, let's try that. So create a table, and we're going to do it family member roles. And then inside family member roles, I'm going to use this to connect those two. So if we connect those two family member roles, and we grab, probably gonna need to rename that sucker. This is gonna be people. And then I'm gonna do family. And then I'm gonna do role. So let's give me a drop down single select role. We've got head of household, spouse, child. We'll just go with that for now. And now I can bring in a person. Yeah, it's gonna want that record ID, isn't it? Just put something in there for now. Connected to that family, and here's the head of household. Okay. So now I can track who's in what family and whether or not they're the head of the household. I can also track all of my families, and this is where it comes in as far as the cottage meetings are concerned. Just get another one in here. Jones. And here we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay. So now we've got two different families in here. And we are going to start connecting the family members. Let's go check my diagram here. So I've got my person and my family connected. The family is going to have multiple members in it, and that's done with the association or the auxiliary table. Oh, I wanted to connect different friends together, which I felt like was important because if we're connecting the friends together, we can say like, oh, don't try not to put these families together or these people together because that could be problems in the future. Okay. So cottage meetings in the future, that looks like it's just more of like a report field or a field that's going to give me some connection here. All right, let's go look at the cottage meeting. So I feel like cottage meeting is going to be similar. I got the month, the host last name, and the host street. That's just in case we have two hosts with the same last name. That host street should give us that unique identifier. So let's play that game. So we're going to create another one. Host family. Nope. Cottage meeting. So we're going to do cottage meeting. And there's the cottage meeting. And we decided the cottage meeting was going to be, let's make sure this is right. Yeah, we're going to use the name field. Okay, so the cottage meeting was going to be the date or the month. So 03/20/22 space dash space. And then we're going to do the last name. So Jones and the street address. So 1234 South Main Street as our initial cottage meeting. Now each cottage meeting needs to be connected with a family. And I think I'm going to do cottage meeting roles. And I should be able to grab, if I do cottage meeting roles, then I'll be able to grab the family and assign a role to that family and a cottage meeting. So I should be able to connect those two. So let's do that. Cottage meeting roles. So here we go. So in the cottage meeting roles, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the record here yet, but I know I can do the connected record. So we're going to do a family. And we're going to go get families to bring in here. Jestor has this really cool feature. Originally, I thought it was kind of dumb. I will admit, but it has this really cool feature that it actually forces you to do your many-to-one relationships in a very different way. It kind of forces you to make them one-to-one relationships, which means that all your automation has an endpoint. So instead of you getting to a point where you're like, oh crap, now I got to email the head of the household, and the head of the household's in this list of family members, you actually have a place where that can go. So if I grab the family here and I connect the dots, let's see, family. Oh, no, I'm going to do another connected record. And this time I'm going to bring in. Oh, actually, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do a single select here. Time in selection. Nope, nope, nope. Drop down. I want the drop down. There we go. Single select. So we're going to do a cottage meeting role. A little bit of a redundant heading name here. because obviously it's in the cottage meeting roles like database, but we're gonna go with it for now. So host, and then we're gonna do family guest 1, family guest 2. Oh, I can spell. Family guest 3. Because that's how many families we're looking to get in each one of these. Okay. So we're going to go there. And let's say this guy's the host. Okay. So now as I get in there, let's go back to my cottage meeting. So I've got my family here. I have connected that they are the host of that meeting. If I go here, and this is my cottage meeting, inside this same cottage meeting, I'm going to have a second family. So I'm not sure what to put here yet. I'm not sure what it's even going to be, but we're going to say the Smiths family's in there, and they are family guest 1. Okay. So now I have my cottage meeting roles, and I know my family guest 1 and the host, and I have my cottage meeting here. Let's play around and see what I can do in a dashboard now. So we're going to go app, and we're going to call this just -1 for now. And let's see what I can start connecting. So as I bring in information across the different pieces here, so filter magnet, it's not going to be a Kanban. Create a form using any fields in your system. Nope, not an order generator. Single record view. Nope, not that one. I think I'm going to want to do the field magnet. Can create a shorter filtered version of the table. If I want to bring in, let's go back to my diagram here. And I'm looking for a view that looks like this. So let's go back to my cottage meeting. Let's work on that table here. Cottage meeting. Oh, that's the one thing I didn't put in here, is the cottage meeting number. So let's say that this was 1. All right. So we're going to do a single selection here. We're going to do month 2022-03. And we've got our family. Yeah, so the families are already assigned using this one right here. So we're going to have to play with that for a minute and see what I can start to build in or how I can start to connect the dots there. Jones is the name of the host family. I don't think I can bring in stuff with the formulas unless the connected record is in here. Let's try it. So I think that's all I've got. Yeah, I've just got access to the functions that are available to me right there. So I can't pull it in from the other side, even though I've got it connected here in my... So can I pull it in from here? If I've got my cottage meeting roles here, and in my roles, I've got this family, and have I connected this to a cottage meeting yet? No, I haven't. So we're going to bring this into a cottage meeting. We're going to connect that directly to a cottage meeting. And you guys can still see this okay, so that's good. Let us connect those dots. So if I create this here, now I can associate a cottage meeting with these two guys here, which is awesome. So I've got my cottage meeting, I've got the families, and I've got the roles that they fill. Okay, yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. So let's get some more families in here. I'm still unsure what I'm going to use for my unique record here. Oh, I've only got 2 families. Why is that? Oh, because I've only assigned 2 people to 2 families over in the 2 families. I can add a new family over here, but there's no people in them. It's okay. So we're going to add some new families just for kicks and giggles. And what else did I have in a family? I don't even remember. Oh, good. That was all I had. I put an extra dash in there. All right, so I got my family in here. I'm going to create that. Sweet. Now I've got my other family here. This is going to be assigned to that same cottage meeting, and this is going to be family guest 2. And just for kicks and giggles, because we're going to do another record. And again, I don't know what to do for that one yet, so I'm just going to put it in there. And we're going to do John's. And we're going to give them... Again, I'm just trying to get the skeleton structure in place inside here so that then I can pipe in the real data and begin to see what I'm trying to do, like kind of connect the different dots. And that was a really poor version of a phone number. We're going to go with it. And that's assigned to that cottage meeting. Interesting. Okay, so now I'm starting to get a view that shows me a little bit of what I was hoping for. I can see that I have my cottage meetings that are right here. I've only got 1 cottage meeting at this point. And inside each of these cottage meetings, I have the different cottage meeting roles. Almost makes me wonder if I could just do this in the cottage meeting. Like just make that this. I don't know if I need to connect those different dots in that way. I think I could just use cottage meeting and have this be the unique record name. So I'm not feeling like I definitely need those 2, but I might. So as I'm connecting dots here, yeah, what's to stop me from just doing that? So let's try it. Not roll. Family. So Jones is the family name. And the address, I think I can pull that in with a formula now. If the family actually had an address. which that's interesting. So how do I these are essentially the people. Oh, that's right. I don't have an address. And so I'm not going to use address. So we're going to do phone number here instead of address. Okay. Put the right number of digits in. Yeah, see, but then that's where the wheels come off this sucker because I'm not going to put, I don't have a way that I can do multiple families right here. That's why I have to have cottage meeting roles so that I can use this multiple times. That's the whole point of that. So that does not work. Okay, that was why I didn't do that. Okay, so now I have the cottage meeting, the role that they fill, and then I want to start bringing in I've got a link to the cottage meeting, I've got a link to the family. And if I can link to the family, let's just see what I've got available to me now in my formula. So I can bring in anything from cottage meeting. I can bring in, so you see right there, it's got cottage meeting, which I'm inside cottage meeting role. And then I've got families.name, cottage meeting.name, and then I'm done. So I can bring in anything I want from cottage meeting or from family. And for family here, I'm almost wondering if, oh wait, family member roles. This brings in a person. So this can bring in like the head of the household's phone number. Yeah. Phone. I can bring in anybody's phone number and it has the family attached to it. So let's see what we got here. All right, so families, people name family. Here's the phone. Okay, so if I just bring in that phone number, it's going to populate the phone number from the original doc. So then if I use family member roles, because my goal here is to get it so that here, probably in this one, I need that phone number so that I can fire off a text message to the head of the household for each of these families. So if I'm able to get the phone number in here, that means I should be able to grab the phone number using that same formula field. I've got it. It's coming from the people. This is connected to a family. And so family member roles probably need to be interesting. Do I need to denote? I wonder if there's a way that I can connect this one. Like I'm just tempted to do this. Let's just try this. Family member roles. Or what if we just said head of house hold? This feels like a backwards way to do this. If I go in here and I do head of household, I've only got one, which is because my family member roles, I didn't actually give them any. So let's go with like Smith. And then it's going to be like whatever the number is, bogus number. Doing this manually right now because I want to kind of get my arms around where this could go. Then first name 32 and head of household. Okay, so let's say that that is our name there. Man, I almost want to do this one. No, I don't want to do that. Okay, so family member roles, cottage meeting. So now if I do my head of household here and I pull this in, so like let's say this is the head of household for Smith, boonk. That is going to allow me to pull in the formula, the phone. Right? There you go. There's the phone number. Oh, don't do that to me. What did I do wrong? Ooh, it did not like that, did it? Okay. Well, that was a nice thought. I don't think I'm just going to do a button here. Send text message. I don't think I can go like several layers deep with these, but we're going to try it. This is another one that I was doing earlier. Oh, that's interesting. I think I'm editing. Oh, yeah. I'm definitely on the wrong trick. Create a new trick. There we go. Add action. I do want to do a webhook. We're going to do that in a second, but first we're going to see whether or not the body, no data available. Yeah, that definitely won't work. Okay, so let's get rid of this guy. All right. Well, I think I'm going to stop there. I feel like I'm really close to getting around this corner. I definitely was able to get this to come in. And my end goal is to create an interface where I can kind of track these individuals through the different stages of what's going on. I don't think I realized just how complex this was. I have it like in a spreadsheet right now, and obviously the spreadsheet shows me what's there, but I'm the one who's keeping all of the data connections up here. So getting that out onto the page is going to be a different process. All right. Well, that's all for tonight. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time.